Hi, my name is Margaret Caraba. I am an entrepreneur and a Forex trader, and welcome to this video. In this video, we're going to cover pip calculations and lots. So without further ado, let's get to it. Again, welcome to this bonus lesson. So today we're going to be learning about pip calculations and lots. So before we start, make sure to watch lesson 2 and the video is linked below. So yeah, this particular lesson is heavily reliant on lesson 2, so make sure you do that so that you don't get confused anyway. So let's get to it. Like I said, today we'll be learning about lots, pip calculations. So as we talked about in lesson 2, a lot refers to the trade size that you can place when trading currency pairs in the Forex market. So you should know that the trade sizes vary, and we have the standard lot, which is 100,000 units. So it can be 100,000 euros, 100,000 US dollars, 100,000 Kenyan shillings. So it's basically 100,000 of your currency units. Then we have the mini lots, which is of 10,000 units, the micro lot, which is of 1,000 units, the nano lot, which is of 100 units. As we talked about in lesson 2, a pip is the smallest value change in a currency. So good understanding of pips is extremely important because pips are the basis of calculation of profits and losses in your trade. So you need to know how much money you made, you need to know how much money you're losing, and that's where pips come in. Calculating your pips is very simple, and to calculate your pips, just take the new currency price minus the old currency price. Let me elaborate. So for example, we have our quote, our Euro USD quote, and the currency moved from the price 1.7800 to 1.7805. So you'll take the new price, which is 1.7805 minus 1.7800, and the answer you get is the number of your pips. Like I said, to get the number of your pips, just do the new price minus the old price. So you've learned how to get the number of pips. Now we need to find out the monetary value of the pips. So we have this decimal point number that we have now been able to calculate. We need to know what is its value when we calculate our profits and our losses at the end of our trading day. So let's calculate the pips for currency pairs involving the US dollar. So when the US dollar is the quote currency, and as we talked about in lesson 2, the quote currency is the second currency listed here. So we're going to learn how to calculate the value of your pips when the USD is a quote currency. An example, the Euro USD. The formula is your calculated pips in decimal form multiplied by the base contract size. And for this video and future videos, we're going to be using the standard lot. So that's 100,000 units. So the pips in decimal form multiplied by the base contract size. So when I say the base contract size, I mean that if we're talking about the Euro USD, we're going to be using 100,000 euros for the base contract size. So that will give us our pip value in USDs, US dollars. In our first example, we're going to use the Euro USD, which goes up by 0.0015 pips. So step 1, get your pips in decimal form. You'll just do it as we learned in our previous slide. Step 2, find the monetary value of your pips. We're going to use the formula we learned in our previous slide. So for our calculations, we're going to use a standard lot, as I said before, just 100,000 units. So in this example, 0.0015 multiplied by 100,000 euros will give us $150. And as we talked about in lesson 2, the base currency means that the currency is listed as the first currency. Let's calculate the monetary value of our pips when we have the USD as the base currency. The formula is your calculated pips in decimal form divided by the exchange rate of the currency multiplied by the base contract size. So that will give you your pip value in USDs. So the USD Swiss franc moves from 1.0500 to 1.0518. Step 1. Find the pips in decimal form. Step 2. Find the monetary value of your pips. Remember to use the formula we learned in the previous slide. So the monetary value of our pips is $171. So let's calculate the currency pairs that do not involve the US dollar. So an example is the Euro Swiss franc. And the calculation here is different. Let's see how that goes. The formula is your calculated pips in decimal form multiplied by the base contract size, then you should convert your answer to USDs. So in this example, the Euro Swiss franc moved from 1.5263 to 1.5296. So step 1, find the pips in decimal form. We're going to find the pips as we learned in the previous slide. Step 2, find the monetary value of your pips. We're going to use the formula we just discussed. Remember to convert your quote currency into dollars using the exchange rate of the currency with the USD. So 0.0033 multiplied by 100,000 euros will give us 330 Swiss francs. So we are going to convert this francs into dollars. So we're going to divide our 330 Swiss francs by 1.0706, which is the currency conversion rate. So our pip value is $308.2384. Now, one thing you should know about Forex trading is that we have one very special currency, and that's the Japanese yen. So unlike other currencies where the pips are quoted to 4 decimal points, the Japanese yen pips are quoted to 2 decimal points. So here's an example. You find that the Euro USD here is quoted at 1.7805, but the Euro Japanese yen here is quoted at 164.59. Currency pairs that have the yen are quoted to 2 decimal points, and currencies without the yen are quoted to 4 decimal points. That's what makes it special. So when you're calculating currencies with the yen, an example with the Euro Japanese yen and the USD Japanese yen, the formula is similar to the non-USD currency pairs as we just previously saw. So the formula is the calculated pips in decimal form multiplied by the base contract, then convert the answer to USD. So the euro yen moves from 164.09 to 164.59. So step 1, find the pips in decimal form. By now you know how to find your pips. Step 2, find the monetary value of your pips. We're going to use the same formula as we discussed. And remember to convert the quote currency into US dollars. So 0.50 yen multiplied by 100,000 euros will give us 50,000 Japanese yen. So we're going to convert to USD. And the monetary value for our pips is $412. So it's essential to familiarize yourself with the currencies and their symbols. Like you have to know what USD means, you have to know what KES means, you have to know what JPY means, Japanese yen, etc, etc. So if you want to learn that, I have linked a site that has a list of the currencies that you can just familiarize yourself with, just for your own knowledge. We have come to the end of this lesson. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!